Welcome back to USA Coins 1. Today, we are diving into the fascinating story of the 1973 quarter dollar from the United States of America. This is no ordinary coin, my friends. It carries history, mystery, and market value that has shocked collectors around the world. Some examples of the 1973 quarter have been reported to sell for as high as $222,674 in auctions. Yes, you heard that right. So, grab your magnifying glass, polish your coin album, and join me as we uncover the secrets of the 1973 quarter. The year 1973 in American history. Before we talk about the coin itself, let's step back into 1973. This was a year of cultural change in the United States. The Vietnam War was still raging, President Richard Nixon was facing the Watergate scandal, and American families were seeing shifts in economy, technology, and daily life. Coins minted during this era were not just money. They were witnesses to history, silent tokens that passed from hand to hand in grocery stores, gas stations, and diners. When you hold a 1973 quarter, you are holding a small piece of that world. The design of the 1973 quarter. The 1973 quarter belongs to the Washington Quarter series, which first appeared in 1932. On the obverse, or front side, you will find the bold profile of George Washington, designed by John Flanagan. His face is instantly recognizable, with the inscriptions, Liberty and, In God We Trust. On the reverse, you see the majestic eagle with outstretched wings, clutching arrows, symbolizing America's strength and readiness. This design carried the legacy of American pride for decades before it changed to the state quarters in 1999. Pint locations and VRAETS. The 1973 quarter was minted at different locations. You can find them with no mint mark, which means it was struck at Philadelphia, with a D for Denver, and with an S for San Francisco, mostly proof coins. Each mint mark can make a difference in value. Collectors carefully look at these small letters, because rarity and quality often depend on where the coin was born. Proof versions, especially in high-grade condition, are some of the most desired among enthusiasts. Metal COMPOSITO in the 1973 quarter is made of copper and nickel, a clad coin. Unlike earlier silver quarters, which stopped production in 1964, this one contains no silver. However, do not let that fool you. Even without silver content, certain rare errors, high grades, or unique conditions of the 1973 quarter have turned it into a fortune for collectors. That is why knowledge is power in coin collecting. Why the 1973 quarter is rare now. Here is the exciting part. Most 1973 quarters you find in circulation are worth face value, just 25 cents. But in the world of coin collectors, rarity depends on condition, errors, and demand. Some 1973 quarters have striking mistakes such as double dies, off-center strikes, or unusual minting issues. These small differences, invisible to the untrained eye, can elevate a coin's worth from pocket change to thousands of dollars. Grading and coin grading is one of the most important factors. A 1973 quarter in circulated condition may only fetch $1 or $2. But when you find a quarter in uncirculated or mint state condition, especially graded MS-67 or higher, its value skyrockets. Add a rare error to the mix, and you are looking at figures that stun collectors. Grading agencies like PCGS and NGC have authenticated these treasures and recorded extraordinary auction sales. Auction records. Some 1973 quarters have made history in coin auctions. Collectors have battled for the chance to own pristine examples. One specimen reached an astonishing price of $222,674. Imagine finding a coin like that in your change. That is why the 1973 quarter has become legendary in the coin world, capturing the imagination of everyone from beginners to veteran numismatists. Error VRIETS. Let's talk about errors. These are mistakes made at the mint, and they are gold mines for collectors. Some 1973 quarters show doubled letters, others have weak strikes, some are off-center with blank spaces on the coin, and a few have dramatic planchet errors. Each error tells a story of a rushed machine or human oversight. Collectors love these flaws because they make each coin one of a kind. How to identify a valuable 1973 QURTR. If you want to know whether your 1973 quarter is valuable, look carefully. Check for mint marks. Examine the details of Washington's hair, the eagle's feathers, and the lettering. A sharp, flawless strike is always a good sign. If you suspect an error, use a magnifier or take the coin to a professional grader. Do not clean the coin, because cleaning can ruin its value. Where to find these coins? You might be thinking, where can I find a valuable 1973 quarter? Start by checking your pocket change, old coin jars, and family collections. Many people have treasures sitting unnoticed in drawers. Coin shows, flea markets, estate sales, and online platforms like eBay or heritage auctions are also hotspots for discovering rare pieces. Why collectors love the 1973 QURTR. Collectors are drawn to this coin not just for its value but for its story. It is a modern coin with the charm of historical design, a bridge between America's past and present. Its mystery lies in the possibility that any ordinary quarter could secretly be worth a small fortune. That thrill keeps collectors searching and keeps this coin in the spotlight. Investing in coins. The 1973 quarter is also a lesson in coin investing. Many collectors buy coins not just for passion but as long-term investments. A high-grade quarter bought today could be worth much more tomorrow. The key is knowledge, patience, and keeping your eyes open for unique varieties. The legacy of the Washington QURTR. The Washington quarter is one of the longest-running designs in American coinage. From 1932 to the State Quarter Series in 1999, it represented stability and pride. The 1973 quarter is part of that legacy, and owning one is like holding a chapter of American history in your hand. That is why its story continues to inspire new generations of collectors. Conclusion and call to action. And so, what have we learned today? The 1973 quarter dollar is more than just a piece of metal. It carries history, mystery, and in some cases, a price tag of over $222,000. Whether you are a beginner searching your change or a seasoned collector building your collection, this coin reminds us that treasures can still be found in the most unexpected places. If you enjoyed this deep dive into coin history and values, make sure you subscribe to USA Coins 1, hit the like button, and share this video with fellow coin enthusiasts. Together, we will continue exploring the hidden gems of American coinage, one coin at a time. Today we are diving deep into one of the most fascinating coins from the late 20th century, the 1978 United States quarter dollar. At first glance, it looks like an ordinary coin many of us might still see in circulation. But behind that small silver-colored piece lies an amazing story of history, minting, and in rare cases, incredible value that can reach into the hundreds of thousands of dollars. Stay with me till the very end, because you will not believe what some rare examples of this quarter are selling for in today's collector market. The coin DSIG and the 1978 quarter dollar is part of the Washington Quarter Series, a coin design that first appeared in 1932. On the obverse side, or the front of the coin, you see the bust of George Washington, America's first president. The word liberty is boldly displayed at the top, reminding us of the foundation of the United States. Just below Washington's chin you will notice the phrase "In God We Trust," a powerful message of faith and tradition. At the bottom is the year 1978, the year of minting. On the reverse, we see the iconic American bald eagle, wings spread wide, perched on a bundle of arrows, with olive branches beneath symbolizing peace. United States of America curves across the top, and the denomination quarter dollar is shown at the bottom. This is a simple yet timeless design, unchanged for decades until the state quarters began in 1999. Metal content and composition. By 1978, quarters were no longer struck in silver for circulation. Instead, the U.S. Mint produced them in what is called clad composition. Each coin is made of an inner core of pure copper sandwiched between two layers of copper-nickel alloy, giving the coin its silver-like appearance. The total weight is 5.67 grams, with a diameter of 24.3 millimeters. Collectors often pay attention to the quality of this clad composition, as coins with unusual toning or striking errors can bring much higher values in the market. The historical context of 1978. The year 1978 was a unique moment in American history. It was the late 70s, and the nation was experiencing economic changes, inflation, and shifts in the world market. Gasoline prices were rising, and the value of the US dollar was under pressure. At the same time, Americans were celebrating cultural milestones, from music and movies to sports achievements. All of this history adds layers of nostalgia to coins minted that year. When a collector holds a 1978 quarter, they are not just holding currency but a frozen piece of late 1970s America. 8. The Washington quarter was struck at 3 primary mints: Philadelphia with no mint mark, Denver with a D mint mark, and San Francisco with an S mint mark for proof coins. Philadelphia produced more than 376 million quarters that year. Denver added nearly 320 million pieces, while San Francisco produced proof coins with brilliant mirrored finishes for collectors. Though they all share the same design, the differences in mint marks, condition, and strike quality can drastically affect their market value today. Circulation versus proof coins. Circulation coins were made for everyday use, traveling through pockets, purses, and cash registers. Proof coins, however, were specially struck using polished dies and planchets to create a mirror-like surface. These proof coins from the San Francisco Mint are much scarcer, especially in pristine condition. Collectors who find untouched, deeply cameoed proof quarters from 1978 can own coins worth far beyond their original face value. Part: Error coins of 1978. This is where things get exciting. Error coins are mistakes made at the mint, and collectors are always on the hunt for them. For the 1978 quarter, you might encounter double die obverse errors where lettering appears doubled, off-center strikes where part of the design is missing, or coins struck on the wrong planchet such as a dime blank. These errors can transform a 25-cent coin into a collector's dream worth thousands of dollars. Collector interests. Why are 1978 quarters so interesting to collectors today? Partly it's because they represent the final years of the classic eagle design before the revolutionary state quarters began in 1999. For another reason, many of these coins survived in circulation for decades, meaning high-grade examples are not easy to find. Collectors value coins that are sharp, brilliant, and free from scratches, making pristine 1978 quarters highly desirable. Part: The value of circulated coins. Most 1978 quarters that you find in pocket change or coin rolls are worth face value, just 25 cents. But that is only part of the story. Even circulated examples in extremely fine condition may sell for 50 cents to $1. The real jump in value comes with mint state coins graded MS-65 and above, where prices can leap into the tens and hundreds of dollars. The value of uncirculated coins. An uncirculated 1978 quarter, especially one graded MS-66 or MS-67, can be worth anywhere from $200 to $1,000 depending on demand. These coins are extremely rare because most coins struck in 1978 entered circulation. When collectors find one of these high-grade survivors, auction prices climb quickly. And yes, some examples have been recorded selling for over $200,000, with the highest market estimate pushing values near $222,674 for superb rare errors or nearly perfect specimens. Part: Proof coin value. Proof coins from the San Francisco Mint often sell for $5 to $20 in average proof condition. But when you find a 1978 proof coin graded PR70 deep cameo, the market value can skyrocket. Collectors love these flawless proofs, and they are willing to pay hundreds, even thousands, to secure them. Auction houses have reported astonishing sales for the 1978 quarter. Certain mint state coins and rare errors have sold for tens of thousands of dollars. Some estimates even place the highest valued coins at a jaw-dropping $222,674, making this an unbelievable return on a 25-cent piece. These record-breaking sales prove that coin collecting is not only about history but also about financial opportunity. How to check your 1978 quarter? If you have a 1978 quarter, examine it carefully. Look at the mint mark, check for sharpness of details, and search for errors. If it appears uncirculated, consider getting it graded by a professional grading company like PCGS or NGC. Coins and slabs with certified grades fetch much higher prices in the collector market. Always handle the coin carefully, avoiding fingerprints and scratches, because condition is everything when it comes to value. Investment potential. Many collectors and investors view the 1978 quarter as a sleeper coin. That means it's common in circulation but can hide rare treasures in high grades and special varieties. Holding onto a certified gem from 1978 could be an investment that grows in value over time. With coin collecting becoming more popular worldwide, the demand for rare U.S. coins will only increase, making now the perfect time to search your collection. Conclusion and CLOSNG. So there you have it. The 1978 United States quarter dollar is far more than pocket change. It carries the story of America in the late 70s, showcases the timeless Washington design, and in some cases, hides values worth thousands, even hundreds of thousands of dollars. From everyday circulation finds to record-breaking auction sales of over $200,000, this coin is a perfect reminder that hidden treasures are still out there waiting to be discovered. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the history, design, and market value of the 1978 quarter, don't forget to subscribe to USA Coins 1, where we explore the fascinating world of American coins, their history, and their hidden fortunes. Who knows, the next coin in your pocket could be worth a life-changing amount. Today we are diving deep into a coin that might look ordinary at first glance but can actually be worth a fortune. We are talking about the 1983 quarter dollar from the United States of America, a coin that collectors are chasing and one that has reached market values as high as $222,674. Yes, you heard that right, over $200,000 for a single coin. Stay with me because this story will change the way you look at your loose change forever. Setting the stage, the year 1983 was not just another year for American coinage. It was a year full of changes, a time when coin production faced unique challenges at the United States Mint. The quarter dollar had already been redesigned in 1932 to feature George Washington, and by the 1980s it had become one of the most used coins in circulation. Millions of these coins were produced, but hidden among those ordinary strikes are rare and valuable pieces that collectors pay massive premiums for today. Mint mark and location. The 1983 quarter was struck at the Denver Mint, represented by the tiny letter D below the motto "In God We Trust" and next to Washington's portrait. Denver has a long history of producing billions of coins for circulation, but the conditions of minting in 1983 created quirks, errors, and striking issues that gave birth to collectible varieties. Why 1983 is special? One key reason 1983 quarters became so collectible is because of a decision by the U.S. Mint. In 1982 and 1983, the Mint stopped producing official mint sets. This meant that collectors could not easily get pristine examples of the year's coins directly from the Mint. As a result, most 1983 quarters were used in daily commerce, got worn down, scratched, and circulated heavily. Finding an uncirculated 1983 quarter is therefore extremely rare, making high-grade examples valuable beyond imagination. Coin design details. On the obverse side we see the familiar portrait of George Washington designed by John Flanagan. The word Liberty stands proud at the top, the date 1983 is beneath the bust, and the national motto "In God We Trust" is clearly struck. On the reverse side is the powerful bald eagle with wings spread, clutching arrows and olive branches, a symbol of American strength and peace. Around the eagle we read United States of America and the denomination quarter dollar. Though common in design, the value lies in the condition and rarity. Composition and weight. The 1983 quarter is made of a copper nickel-clad composition, weighing about 5.67 grams with a diameter of 24.3 millimeters. Unlike older silver quarters, these modern issues do not carry intrinsic metal value, but their rarity and pristine condition, combined with errors and demand, pushes their collector worth to extraordinary levels. Grading and value. Here is where the story takes an exciting turn. A circulated 1983 quarter might only fetch you 25 cents to a couple of dollars. But if you have one in uncirculated condition, graded MS65 or higher by professional grading services like PCGS or NGC, the value skyrockets. In fact, top-graded specimens have achieved market sales reaching over $222,674, a number that shocks even seasoned collectors. Rare errors and varieties. Some 1983 quarters show unique mint errors, such as off-center strikes, double dies, and clipped planchets. One of the most famous is the 1983 quarter struck on a copper planchet, a minting mistake that collectors pay thousands of dollars for. These errors amplify the rarity and push values into unbelievable ranges. Auction records. How to identify a valuable one. If you have a 1983 quarter, carefully examine the details. Check the luster, the strike sharpness, and any unique errors. The fewer scratches, the higher the grade. A coin in mint state 65 or higher is where the big money lies. Remember, even tiny imperfections can lower the value dramatically, so condition is king. You might wonder why collectors are willing to pay a fortune for what seems like a regular coin. The answer lies in scarcity. Because 1983 coins were heavily circulated and mint sets were unavailable, high-grade examples became extremely difficult to find. When scarcity meets demand, prices soar to record-breaking levels. Today, the coin market continues to show rising interest in modern rarities. Collectors are no longer only chasing old silver dollars or colonial coins. Modern quarters like the 1983 are proving that even relatively recent issues can become treasures worth life-changing money. The trend suggests values may keep climbing in the future. Stories from collectors. There are many stories of lucky finders. People who pulled a bright 1983 quarter from pocket change, sent it for grading, and discovered they were holding a 5- or 6-figure fortune. These stories remind us that treasures can still be found in everyday places. Perhaps your next quarter could be worth hundreds of thousands. Tips for coin hunters. If you are a coin collector or just someone curious, always check your quarters. Pay special attention to 1982 and 1983 issues. Keep an eye out for mint errors, and if you find a coin in unusually good condition, consider sending it for grading. The investment could return massive rewards. Closing and call to action. So, the 1983 quarter dollar is more than just 25 cents. It is history, it is rarity, it is a symbol of how ordinary coins can hold extraordinary value. With market prices reaching $222,674, this coin proves that the world of numismatics is full of surprises waiting to be discovered. Thank you for watching USA Coins 1, where every coin tells a story and every story could lead to treasure. If you enjoyed this journey into the world of the 1983 quarter, hit that like button, share this video with your friends, and subscribe to the channel for more deep dives into coin values, histories, and rare finds. Who knows, the next coin we uncover might be the one hiding in your pocket right now. Today, we are diving deep into one of the most fascinating coins in American history, the 1984 quarter dollar. You might be holding one in your pocket right now, but did you know that some rare varieties of this coin have sold for jaw-dropping prices, reaching more than $222,674 in the market? Stay with me, because this journey will completely change how you look at everyday coins. The introduction of the 1984 quarter dollar. The year 1984 was a significant one for coin collectors. Minted at the Philadelphia Mint, the 1984 quarter dollar carries the iconic portrait of George Washington on the obverse side. Designed by John Flanagan, this portrait first appeared in 1932 to honor the bicentennial of Washington's birth. Even though millions of these coins were struck, hidden among them are rare pieces that stand out with unique errors, pristine conditions, and extraordinary features that make collectors willing to pay fortunes. The obverse side of the coin. Take a close look at the obverse. You will find George Washington's profile facing left, with the word Liberty proudly above his head. To the left side, the famous motto "In God We Trust," and beneath, the date 1984. What makes the Philadelphia strike unique is the letter P mint mark, standing for Philadelphia. This little letter carries massive importance for collectors because the 1980s were the years when the mint started using the P mark on quarters regularly. The reverse side of the coin, flip the coin over, and you see the bold and majestic American bald eagle with its wings spread wide. The eagle clutches arrows, symbolizing defense, while the olive branch underneath represents peace. Above the eagle, the words United States of America arch across the top, with the phrase e pluribus unum, meaning, out of many, one. At the bottom, $quarter shines as the denomination. The artistry and symbolism behind this design remind us of America's strength and unity. The historical context of 1984 inches 1984, the United States was thriving under President Ronald Reagan's leadership. The economy was strengthening, technology was advancing, and the coinage of the time reflected the nation's growing confidence. While people used these quarters daily for vending machines, gas stations, and payphones, no one could have predicted that decades later, certain 1984 quarters would be worth staggering amounts of money. Collectors are drawn to this coin for several reasons. First, its connection to the historic Washington quarter series. Second, the Philadelphia Mint struck more than 676 million of them, making it a coin that nearly every American has held. But here is the twist: among these millions are error coins, varieties, and rare grades that transform a simple quarter into a fortune. If you have a 1984 quarter dollar in average circulated condition, its value might not shock you at first. Most of these coins in worn condition are worth their face value of 25 cents. But remember, the world of coin collecting is not about the common, it's about the extraordinary. The role of condition is everything in coin collecting. A 1984 quarter in good or fine condition is worth little more than face value. But when the condition reaches mint state, especially grades like MS65 or higher, the coin becomes highly desirable. Collectors compete fiercely for flawless examples with strong luster and sharp strikes. Rare errors to watch for. Now here's where the treasure hunt begins. Some 1984 quarters were struck with dramatic errors. These include off-center strikes, double dies, and coins with planchet flaws. A double die obverse, where the lettering or date appears doubled, can skyrocket the coin's value. Off-center errors where part of the design is missing are also highly sought after. Each of these rare errors turns a common coin into a collector's dream. Part 10, Auction Records and Jaw-Dropping Prices. One of the most astonishing facts about the 1984 quarter dollar is its performance at auctions. Collectors have paid extraordinary amounts for high-grade examples or error coins. Some pieces have reached values exceeding $222,674. Imagine holding a simple quarter and realizing it could pay for a brand new luxury car or even a house. That is the magic of coin collecting. How to identify a valuable 1984 quarter? If you want to know whether your coin is valuable, grab a magnifying glass and study the details. Check the clarity of Washington's hair, the sharpness of the eagle's feathers, and look closely for doubling in the letters or numbers. Coins with perfect luster, no scratches, and strong strikes are your golden tickets. Always remember, rarity and condition create value. Part, market trends and collector demand. The market for Washington quarters has been on the rise. With collectors across the globe chasing rare dates and varieties, the 1984 has secured its place as a must-have coin. As more people enter the hobby, demand grows, and so does the value. What seems ordinary today might be a treasure tomorrow, especially as more collectors learn about hidden errors and pristine examples. Part, how to preserve your 1984 quarter. If you discover a high-grade or error example, preservation is critical. Never clean the coin, as this can destroy its value. Instead, store it in a protective coin holder or slab it through a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC. Proper storage ensures that the coin maintains its condition and continues to rise in value over time. Part, advice for collectors and treasure hunters. For collectors and treasure hunters watching this video, my advice is simple: check your change, check your coin jars, and never overlook older quarters. The 1984 quarter dollar is proof that treasures are hiding in plain sight. A coin worth only 25 cents today could change your life tomorrow if it turns out to be a rare gem. Part, grand conclusion and call to action. The 1984 quarter dollar is more than just a coin. It is a piece of American history, a symbol of national pride, and for the lucky few, a pathway to incredible wealth. From the story of George Washington's portrait to the majestic eagle, from everyday circulation to rare auction records, this coin holds secrets that only sharp-eyed collectors can uncover. So the next time you hold a quarter, remember, it could be worth more than $222,674. Thank you for watching USA Coins 1. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the 1984 quarter dollar, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and share this video with your fellow coin enthusiasts. The world of coins is full of mysteries, and together we will uncover them one by one. Would you like me to also expand this into a multi-part video series script where each part, like air? Today, we are diving deep into one of the most fascinating coins in American history, the 1984 quarter dollar. You might be holding one in your pocket right now, but did you know that some rare varieties of this coin have sold for jaw-dropping prices, reaching more than $222,674 in the market? Stay with me, because this journey will completely change how you look at everyday coins. The introduction of the 1984 quarter dollar. The year 1984 was a significant one for coin collectors. Minted at the Philadelphia Mint, the 1984 quarter dollar carries the iconic portrait of George Washington on the obverse side. Designed by John Flanagan, this portrait first appeared in 1932 to honor the bicentennial of Washington's birth. Even though millions of these coins were struck, hidden among them are rare pieces that stand out with unique errors, pristine conditions, and extraordinary features that make collectors willing to pay fortunes. The obverse side of the coin. Take a close look at the obverse. You will find George Washington's profile facing left, with the word Liberty proudly above his head. To the left side, the famous motto "In God We Trust," and beneath, the date 1984. What makes the Philadelphia strike unique is the letter P mint mark, standing for Philadelphia. This little letter carries massive importance for collectors because the 1980s were the years when the mint started using the P mark on quarters regularly. The reverse side of the coin. Flip the coin over, and you see the bold and majestic American bald eagle with its wings spread wide. The eagle clutches arrows, symbolizing defense, while the olive branch underneath represents peace. Above the eagle, the words United States of America arch across the top, with the phrase E pluribus unum, meaning, out of many, one. At the bottom, quarter dollar shines as the denomination. The artistry and symbolism behind this design remind us of America's strength and unity. The historical context of 1984. 1984, the United States was thriving under President Ronald Reagan's leadership. The economy was strengthening, technology was advancing, and the coinage of the time reflected the nation's growing confidence. While people used these quarters daily for vending machines, gas stations, and payphones, no one could have predicted that decades later, certain 1984 quarters would be worth staggering amounts of money. Collectors are drawn to this coin for several reasons. First, its connection to the historic Washington quarter series. Second, the Philadelphia Mint struck more than 676 million of them, making it a coin that nearly every American has held. But here is the twist: among these millions are error coins, varieties, and rare grades that transform a simple quarter into a fortune. If you have a 1984 quarter dollar in average circulated condition, its value might not shock you at first. Most of these coins in worn condition are worth their face value of 25 cents. But remember, the world of coin collecting is not about the common, it's about the extraordinary. The role of condition. Condition is everything in coin collecting. A 1984 quarter in good or fine condition is worth little more than face value. But when the condition reaches mint state, especially grades like MS65 or higher, the coin becomes highly desirable. Collectors compete fiercely for flawless examples with strong luster and sharp strikes. Rare errors to watch for. Now here's where the treasure hunt begins. Some 1984 quarters were struck with dramatic errors. These include off-center strikes, double dies, and coins with planchet flaws. A double die obverse, where the lettering or date appears doubled, can skyrocket the coin's value. Off-center errors where part of the design is missing are also highly sought after. Each of these rare errors turns a common coin into a collector's dream. Part 10, auction records and jaw-dropping prices. One of the most astonishing facts about the 1984 quarter dollar is its performance at auctions. Collectors have paid extraordinary amounts for high-grade examples or error coins. Some pieces have reached values exceeding $222,674. Imagine holding a simple quarter and realizing it could pay for a brand new luxury car or even a house. That is the magic of coin collecting. How to identify a valuable 1984 quarter? If you want to know whether your coin is valuable, grab a magnifying glass and study the details. Check the clarity of Washington's hair, the sharpness of the eagle's feathers, and look closely for doubling in the letters or numbers. Coins with perfect luster, no scratches, and strong strikes are your golden tickets. Always remember, rarity and condition create value. Market trends and collector demand. The market for Washington quarters has been on the rise. With collectors across the globe chasing rare dates and varieties, the 1984 has secured its place as a must-have coin. As more people enter the hobby, demand grows, and so does the value. What seems ordinary today might be a treasure tomorrow, especially as more collectors learn about hidden errors and pristine examples. How to preserve your 1984 quarter. If you discover a high-grade or error example, preservation is critical. Never clean the coin, as this can destroy its value. Instead, store it in a protective coin holder or slab it through a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC. Proper storage ensures that the coin maintains its condition and continues to rise in value over time. Advice for collectors and treasure hunters. For collectors and treasure hunters watching this video, my advice is simple: check your change, check your coin jars, and never overlook older quarters. The 1984 quarter dollar is proof that treasures are hiding in plain sight. A coin worth only 25 cents today could change your life tomorrow if it turns out to be a rare gem. Grand conclusion and call to action: the 1984 quarter dollar is more than just a coin. It is a piece of American history, a symbol of national pride, and for the lucky few, a pathway to incredible wealth. From the story of George Washington's portrait to the majestic eagle, from everyday circulation to rare auction records, this coin holds secrets that only sharp-eyed collectors can uncover. So the next time you hold a quarter, remember, it could be worth more than $222,674. Thank you for watching USA Coins 1. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the 1984 quarter dollar, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and share this video with your fellow coin enthusiasts. The world of coins is full of mysteries, and together we will uncover them one by one. Would you like me to also expand this into a multi-part video series script where each part, like air? Today, we're going to dive into one of the most fascinating coins from American history, the 1988 quarter dollar. A coin that may look ordinary but carries an incredible story, a rich background, and believe it or not, a potential to be worth hundreds of thousands of dollars in the right condition. Yes, you heard that right, up to $222,676. Why this coin matters now, you might ask. Why is a coin minted in 1988 with a Denver mint mark so important? At first glance, it's just a standard Washington quarter made of copper and nickel. But behind this coin lies a mix of history, minting errors, rarity factors, and collector demand that elevate its value far beyond its face value of 25 cents. Historical background: the Washington quarter has been an icon of American coinage since 1932, introduced to commemorate the 200th anniversary of George Washington's birth. The obverse carries the bust of Washington, while the reverse features the bold American eagle, a symbol of strength and freedom. By 1988, this design had already been in circulation for more than half a century, but coins from this year hold a special significance because of mint quality, errors, and the transitional period leading toward future design changes. The Denver Mint mark: the D Mint mark indicates that the coin was struck at the Denver Mint. Coins from Denver are usually produced in large numbers, but certain batches carry unique characteristics. Collectors today are on the hunt for 1988 quarters in uncirculated or proof-like condition, as well as those with rare minting mistakes. These coins, though common at first, become gems when preserved or when unusual features appear. Metal composition: the 1988 quarter dollar is made of a copper core with a nickel outer layer. Its weight is 5.67 grams and diameter 24.3 millimeters. Though not made of silver, its collectible value doesn't come from metal content but rather from numismatic rarity and condition grading. The lesson here is that even modern coins without precious metals can be worth a fortune. Part, circulation numbers. In 1988, the Denver Mint produced more than 596 million quarter dollars, making this coin seem very common. But remember, rarity is not only about how many were made, but how many survived in pristine condition or how many carry minting errors. That's where the magic lies. Part, grading matters. A 1988 D quarter dollar in circulated condition might only be worth face value. However, if you find one in mint state 65 or higher, its value can skyrocket. Professional grading services like PCGS or NGC have recorded sales of high-grade 1988 D quarters that reached thousands of dollars, and certain special examples even reached into six figures. Part, the power of errors. One of the most exciting aspects of the 1988 D quarter is the possibility of error coins. Double dies. Part, record sales at auctions. A few exceptional 1988 D quarters have shocked collectors by reaching incredible prices. The current market has documented pieces fetching up to $222,676, proving that if you hold the right coin in the right grade, you're holding a life-changing amount of money in your hands. Part, market trends. The coin market is always evolving. Interest in modern quarters has been rising, especially among younger collectors who grew up using these coins. With demand growing and high-grade examples becoming scarcer, the value of 1988 D quarters continues to increase, especially for coins certified in pristine condition. Part, how to identify a valuable coin. So how can you tell if your 1988 D quarter is valuable? First, check for the mint mark D just to the right of Washington's ponytail. Next, examine the coin under good light. Look for sharp details, no scratches, no wear, and luster that shines like a mirror. If your coin has doubling on the lettering or off-center designs, you may have struck gold, or in this case, struck nickel and copper treasure. Part, collectors demand. Collectors love coins that tell a story. The 1988 D quarter isn't just a piece of metal, it's a piece of America's everyday life during the late 1980s. Holding one is like holding a time machine that takes you back to an era of classic design before the state quarter program began in 1999. Part, investment potential. Many coin enthusiasts don't just collect for fun, they also invest. A rare 1988 D quarter in high grade is like a blue-chip stock in your collection. Its value is likely to grow as time passes, especially as collectors compete for the few surviving pristine examples. Part, the hunt. The best part of coin collecting is the hunt. Imagine searching through your old change jar, your piggy bank, or rolls of quarters from the bank, and suddenly finding a 1988 D in mint state with a rare error. That one discovery could change your financial future. This is why millions of collectors keep searching. Part, conclusion and call to action. So the next time you see a 1988 D quarter dollar, don't ignore it. That small coin could be worth hundreds of thousands of dollars depending on its grade and condition. Remember, history, rarity, and demand drive the value of coins, and the 1988 D is a shining example. Thank you for watching USA Coins 1, where we uncover the secrets hidden in your change. If you enjoyed this journey into the world of the 1988 D quarter dollar, make sure to subscribe, like, and share this video. Who knows, your next coin find could be worth more than you ever imagined. Today we are diving deep into one of the most talked about modern coins, the 1989 P quarter dollar of the United States of America. At first glance, it might just look like an ordinary coin, but collectors know the truth, this quarter can hold incredible surprises. Some examples of the 1989 P quarter have been valued in the current market as high as $222,674, making it one of the most eye-catching coins of its era. Part 2, the birth of the quarter dollar. The quarter dollar has been an essential part of American coinage since 1796. Over the years it has carried the portraits of Liberty, the draped bust, the seated Liberty, and then finally George Washington, who became the face of the quarter starting in 1932. By 1989, the Washington quarter had already been circulating for more than half a century, but the Philadelphia Mint continued producing it in huge numbers to meet the demand of everyday commerce. Part 3. The design of the 1989 P quarter. On the obverse side of the 1989 P quarter, we find the familiar bust of George Washington designed by John Flanagan. His portrait faces left with the word Liberty across the top. The motto "In God We Trust" rests on the left side near his chin. At the bottom, the date 1989 is struck proudly. On the reverse, we see the iconic eagle with outstretched wings, perched on a bundle of arrows, with olive branches below symbolizing both strength and peace. This classic design lasted until the State Quarter series began in 1999. Part 4. The Philadelphia Mint and the P Mint mark. The letter P below Washington's portrait indicates that this coin was minted at the Philadelphia Mint. The Philadelphia Mint is one of the oldest and largest mints in America, producing billions of coins every year. In 1989 alone, the Philadelphia Mint struck over 512 million quarters. That means the coin itself is not rare by sheer numbers, but certain conditions and varieties make some examples stand out as treasures. Part 5. Historical context of 1989. To truly understand the 1989 quarter, we must look at the era. The late 1980s were a time of technological growth and political change. America was moving toward the end of the Cold War, and everyday life was filled with Walkmans, VHS tapes, and the early stages of personal computers. Having a 1989 quarter in your hand is like holding a small piece of that history. These coins circulated through grocery stores, movie theaters, and gas stations, becoming part of the everyday story of millions of Americans. Part 6. Condition and grading matters for collectors. The true value of a 1989 P quarter lies in its condition. A heavily circulated coin is worth only face value. But an uncirculated coin with sharp details, brilliant luster, and no scratches can skyrocket in price. Professional grading companies like PCGS and NGC rank coins from poor to mint state 70. A 1989 P quarter in mint state 67 or higher can command hundreds or even thousands of dollars at auction. Part 7. Errors and varieties. One of the biggest reasons the 1989 P quarter can be worth a fortune is mint errors. Some coins were struck off-center, some had double dies, while others were struck on the wrong planchet entirely. These unusual mistakes create unique coins that collectors are willing to pay high prices for. Imagine finding a quarter with doubled lettering or a missing mint mark. That small detail could make your coin worth more than a brand new car. Part 8. Auction records. Auction houses have seen impressive results for 1989 P quarters in high grades. While common examples may sell for only a few dollars, rare high-grade specimens and dramatic mint errors have reached values well above $200,000. One such quarter shocked collectors when it achieved a record market value of over $222,674. This shows just how powerful rarity and condition can be in the world of coin collecting. Part 9. Current market trends. In today's coin market, collectors are increasingly looking at modern coins with fresh interest. The 1989 P quarter stands out as a strong candidate for future appreciation, especially in pristine conditions. While silver quarters before 1965 are more famous, the later copper-nickel-clad quarters like this one are now gaining momentum as hidden gems. A sharp-eyed collector who invests in these coins today might be holding a treasure for tomorrow. Part 10. What to look for in your change. If you want to hunt for a valuable 1989 P quarter, pay attention to the details. Look for clean surfaces, full mint luster, and strong strikes where every feather on the eagle is visible. Flip the coin under good light and check the date and lettering for signs of doubling. Also, measure the weight. A coin struck on the wrong metal planchet could weigh differently, and that makes it extremely valuable. Part 11. Coin collecting as a hobby. The 1989 P quarter is more than just a coin, it is a doorway into the exciting world of numismatics. Collecting coins teaches history, art, and economics all in one. From the design of George Washington to the symbolism of the eagle, every detail tells a story. Even if your quarter is not worth thousands, it is still part of a rich tradition that stretches back over 2 centuries. Part 12. Preserving the value. If you believe you have a valuable 1989 P quarter, never clean it. Cleaning a coin can destroy its value instantly. Instead, store it in a protective holder or coin flip. If you suspect it might be rare, consider sending it to a grading company for professional authentication. A coin that grades high officially will always be worth more than an uncertified piece. Part 13. The collector community. One of the best parts about owning a 1989 P quarter is joining the community of collectors. Across America and around the world, there are forums, coin shows, and online auctions where enthusiasts gather to buy, sell, and share stories. Your coin could become a conversation piece, a centerpiece of a collection, or even a lifelong treasure passed down through generations. Part 14. Why the 1989 P quarter matters today. Some people wonder why a coin made of copper and nickel can be worth hundreds of thousands of dollars. The answer lies in rarity, demand, and the passion of collectors. The 1989 P quarter is a symbol that even modern coins have secrets. It reminds us to pay attention to the change in our pockets, because history and value can be hiding in plain sight. Part 15. Conclusion and call to action. So the next time you see a 1989 P quarter, take a closer look. That small coin could be worth much more than 25 cents. From its fascinating history to its stunning auction records, this coin proves that treasures are still waiting to be discovered. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the 1989 P quarter dollar, make sure to subscribe to USA Coins 1, like this video, and share it with other collectors. Who knows, the next big discovery could be in your pocket right now. Stay curious, keep collecting, and always check your change.